you giving account every week? Are you working with your accountability partner? Are you leveling up your game by overcoming your doubt, fear, and procrastination with your accountability partner? Tell us in the chat. Are you doing it? Are you giving account? Unit number 3. If you don't have an accountability partner, go get one. Like right now, like after this call, I want you on the phone, on your text, finding someone who has your edge, your desire, your passion for what you're doing, and connect with them and do that thing we call accountability partner. Take it away, Knolly.
All right. Well, we are live on YouTube, baby. Woo!
Woo!
We are. I'm going to go ahead and record here. I'm going to start the recording.
Give us a headline, Knolly. What's this about today?
Well, we're talking about the 3 key. What I'm going to be teaching, we're actually both teaching something different, but it's very cohesive. It's a very cohesive message. And I might actually be calling on you, Arttemis, while I'm teaching mine. I might ask your opinion on a couple things. What I'm going to be teaching is the 3 keys to success in business. And really, well, it really is in business. I was going to say business and life, but it's really the 3 special keys to success, ultimate success in business. And we're going to be studying from, this is our study guide today, y'all, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And I have come here with beginner's mind. Tell them about beginner's mind, Arttemis. What is beginner's mind?
So a beginner's mind is being able to empty yourself of everything and pretend you are brand new. So a lot of us have just different backgrounds, different life experiences. And when we come in with a beginner's mind, our mind can be an empty cup to be filled with new knowledge, understanding, and insight.
Love it. Love it. You know, I wake up, I try to wake up in the morning or I do wake up in the morning and I say, you know, today is a brand new day and I'm a brand new person. And I get up with beginner's mind. Whatever I learned yesterday is yesterday. I want to learn what is today. You know, I'm always constantly learning. So, and I love to teach as well. So let's talk about these three secrets. And they are secrets. Actually, they're buried in this book right here. And Artemis turned me on to this book about 4 years ago. And it has become one of my treasured books. It's one of my top 5 books of all time. And it quickly made its way to the top list very quickly. It was written a long time ago, but I want to share with you. You've got a copy. If you've got a copy of it, you know, we are on pages 157 through 159. And some of you have this, but you have it in the Audible. And I like that even more. So I've probably read this at least 5 times in the last 4 years. And I'm constantly referring back to it as well, because there's so many pearls of wisdom. I tell you, the angels, God Almighty really got behind Joseph Murphy when he wrote this and gave us insights. And these are the kind of things that the world or those, the powers that be, Kevin Trudeau called them these are the kind of things that they do not want you to know about. Why don't they want you to know about it? Because they want to keep you asleep. They want to keep you slumbering. They want to keep you snoring. They want to keep you unaware of the reality that you have access to. So, all right. So your subconscious mind as a partner in success. That's what we're looking at here today. Your subconscious mind as a partner in success. So many of you guys have come to me and you've asked me, and I've already shared with you. We did a 3-week series of, hey, Knolly, what does it take to be absolutely successful? Remember, I shared with you those over 3 weeks. Number 1, you've got to become famous. You got to be well known. You don't want to be a secret. Whatever business you're in, most of you guys here right now are in real estate. Okay. But whatever business you're in, you don't want to be a secret. You got to become well known. Okay. Number 2, you've got to do the 2 every single day. And number 3, you've got to have a mentor. Okay. Those are the 3. Moving past that, what does it take to be successful in your choice of profession, in what you've chosen? So let's look at it. The 3. Well, let me start with the beginning part. It says success means successful living. A long period of peace, joy, and happiness on this plane may be termed success. On this plane, remember, we are here for a short amount of time. And scripture says that we do not die. Okay. John chapter 5, verse 24. Those that believe, okay, we do not die. Okay. We pass from death to life. When we leave this realm, we step into, okay, the reality that is. Okay. And so we leave here, we go into a different reality. That's all. Okay. And that's why book of Revelation says, precious in the eyes of God are the death of his saints. Precious in the eyes of God are the death of his saints. It says that in the book of Revelation. So don't fear death. Don't fear leaving here. We were dropped off in this realm. And one day, Daddy's going to pick us up. We're going to go back home. It's okay. It's no problem. It's going to be good, y'all. It's going to be good. We go from glory to glory. Okay, so the real things of life, such as peace, harmony, integrity, security, and happiness, are intangible. They come from the deep self of man, the deep self of man. Okay, meditating on these qualities builds these treasures of heaven in our subconscious. Now, let's look at these. And it goes on and says, it is here where neither moth nor rust will destroy. Now, on Front Row, I did a study on treasures in heaven. Did that just a few weeks ago. That was really good if you missed it. So you'll find that out on YouTube. Okay, so number one, 3 steps to success, and write these down and commit to them. I highly recommend, I mean, this is one of my all-time favorite parts of this book. I highly recommend you write this down and commit to it. Number one, if you want to have happiness in this plane, in this lifetime, in this realm, number one, it says the first step is to success is to find out the thing you love to do and then do it. Doesn't he make it so simple? Find out the thing that you love to do and then do it. You say, well, Knolly, that's common sense. Well, it might be common sense, but did you know that Gallup did a poll? They polled over 150,000 Americans, okay? And I know where there's people on this call that are not just from the United States, but I'm just looking at the Gallup research. 150,000 Americans, and over 70% of them said they either hate or dislike their job. They either hate or dislike their profession. Now, let me go back to step number one. The first step of success is to find out the thing you what? You love to do. Okay. What thing? The thing you love to do, not the thing you hate, not the thing you dislike. So why is it that at least 70% of Americans are doing what they don't like to do or they hate? Okay. This is step number one. Most of them miss the first step. That's why I call it a secret. Okay. Success is in loving your work. Okay. That's step number one. You got to pick that which you love. He goes on. You can go on and read the rest of what he says. And he says, not should you just pick the right work, but you should stay up with that profession. In other words, master your game. What he goes on to say is endeavor to know more about your craft than anyone else. So many people have entered my space, real estate space, and they're rookies at it. I can talk to them 15 years down the road. They're still rookies. Okay. They haven't mastered the craft. They haven't mastered the game. When you choose to do something, okay, do it with all your might, all your heart, all your strength, all your soul. Okay. Do it with everything that you have. Put all of your 4 bodies. Remember, we've got 4 bodies. Put all of your 4 bodies into it. Anything that you choose to do, but you should choose to do that which you love. That's step number one. Now, he goes on to say, someone may say, well, how can I put the first step into operation? I don't even know what I should do. I don't even know what I love doing. See, and that's another big issue that we have, not just in this country, but in other countries. It's a big issue that people do not know why they're here. See, you were sent in this realm into this realm for a very specific purpose. You've got to know why you're here. Why are you here? It's just like you arrive at a castle and you just look around. You're like, well, why am I here? Well, that's a good question. Everybody else is asking the same thing. Why are you here? If you don't know, do you think anybody else will know? You show up to an appointment and they say, sir, can we help you? Or ma'am, can we help you? You say, well, why am I here? We say, man, I don't know why you're here. And so many people are running around not knowing why they're here. You got to know why you're here. He says, now he gives a prayer in here, and I think it's a good one. I've got a book called Discovering Your Divine Destiny. It's 121 questions that you can scratch and get to what your destiny is. Roger Hamilton has beautiful work around who you are, okay? And Arttemis and I teach from that too. But let's get into this prayer. It says, in such a case, pray for guidance, okay? And the guidance is, the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. See, God gave you a subconscious mind. And Artemis Prime tells us, he teaches us all the time how the subconscious mind works. The subconscious mind is responsible for 88%. Write this down. The subconscious mind is responsible for 88% of the things that govern your daily activities. That's why you have to understand and master the subconscious mind. It's very, very critical to know it and master it. Okay. And here, 12% of your daily activities are governed by your conscious mind. Only 12%. Okay. So it's very important to understand the subconscious mind. So that's a beautiful prayer. Repeat this prayer quietly, positively, and lovingly. So that's step number one. Secret number one is to do what you love to do. And what I say is, do what you came here to do. See, what God fashioned you and purposed you to do is what you love to do. If you don't, this is a book that I wrote a few years back. It's called The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life. Okay, we ask that you pay the shipping, but this is a free book. Just go to Knolly.com. You can get this book for free. Those of you that don't know, I can't tell you how many glowing reviews people have given after reading this book, The Secret to Knowing God's Will for Your Life. So some people just don't know. If you know, that's good. You don't need that book. So number one, you already got that. Number two, the second step to success is to specialize. Listen to this. Specialize in some particular branch of work and know more about it than anyone else. So what is he saying here? You got a niche to get rich. You got a niche to get rich. See, when you are known, when you're the king, when you're the queen of your niche, people seek you out. They say, oh, we need funny man. Oh, we need that gal over there that can do that. Okay. They know who you are because you've niched it down, right? This is one of the things that I teach is you've got to pick a niche, a specificity, if you want to write it down that way, a specificity. For example, he says if a person chooses chemistry, they should concentrate not just on chemistry, but a particular branch of chemistry. Okay, get this. So you pick chemistry, then you pick real estate, then you pick a branch of real estate, and then you know more about that branch than anybody else. Okay, for example, probate or whatever it might be. Okay, remember I did a series on YouTube talking about the top 7 niches. Okay, we call it the top 5, but I threw 2 more in. The top 7 niches that are post-COVID. Okay. In a down economy. So look that up on YouTube and you'll get more information on that. He says, he who is greatest among you, let him become your servant. Okay. So there is a great contrast in this attitude of mine as compared to the man who wants to, or the woman who wants to make a living just by getting by. See, there's so many people in this realm that think they're in apathy. Write that down. They're in apathy. This is the place that I found myself when when I found Artemis or he found me. Not sure how God did that, but one or the other. But I was in apathy. You know, I had already made millions. Okay, check. See, I had so many goals coming into this realm, guys. You know, and when I was 25 years old, you know what happened to me? I woke up. I was in my 6,000 square foot home, 7 bedrooms, 10 acres, nice half acre pond. You know, had the office building and the recording studio on the property. And I woke up, and you know what I thought? I don't have anything else to live for. Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't suicidal, you know, but I had already. Actually, I wasn't 25. I was a little older than 20. I was probably about 27. I was 26 when I bought the house, but it's like 27, 28. And I realized that every single goal that I had ever set, I had reached. I want to get into something with you guys real quick. And this part of what I wanted to share with you, every single goal I had already reached. And I was disillusioned. I was disillusioned. I was like, I don't even want to set any more goals because what does it matter anyway? Okay, I've accomplished this, I've done that, I've checked this off, I've amassed all this stuff. And by the way, if you're on the trajectory where you still haven't hit your goals, you're like, Knolly, it matters to me because I ain't there yet, buddy. I want to hit that, let that be my problem when I hit it. I did a piece, I wrote an article about how success is very boring. Because in reality, when you become successful, when you have discovered the secret of success, and that's what we're teaching you, that's what Knolly Success Coaching is all about, is helping you to understand the secret of success. When you understand the secret of success, it actually is quite boring because it really is doing the same things over and over and getting the same result. It's almost like the definition of insanity. See, insanity, they say, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. But let me rephrase. Success is doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result. That's the way I should have said it. Doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result. So every single day I do the same things and I get the same result, success. I do it day in, I do it day out. Warren Buffett does it the same way. Any successful person does it the same way. We don't get up and all of a sudden try to recreate or reinvent ways to be successful. We've already figured out how to be successful. And see, Wallace D. Wattles, in his book, The Science of Getting Rich, in his book, I had one guy, it's not for everybody. Let me see where that book is. Do I have it? I know Arttemis has his copy probably handy. But this book is not for everybody. I gave it to one guy and he didn't like it at all, but I like it. I like Wallace Wattles. He says that the man or woman who has discovered the recipe for making gold does not have to walk around with big pockets full of cash. See, or you don't even have to stack it up in your bank account because you've already discovered the recipe for gold. See, I didn't hit the lottery. If you take everything that I have today away from me, I'm going to have it again tomorrow, or it might take a couple of months, but I'm going to have it all again. You take that all away again, I'm going to have it again, right? Because it's up here, right? It's not in my bank account. It doesn't have to be there. It can be there if you want it to be there, but it doesn't have to be. So I woke up and I was like, man, I've already achieved every single goal that I've ever set. So what else is there to live for? And so I kept making more and more and more goals. And so when Arttemis found me, it was at another one of these periods where I had already reached all these goals that I had set. And it becomes like you make all these goals. Like some of you guys have a goal of, man, I want to have the big house and the big car. And that's great. I can't poo-poo on your goal. I think it's a great goal. Go for it. Yay. I vote your victory. I'm going to be cheering you on. But see, I've already had all that. Okay. It doesn't excite me. And so so for me, when Arttemis came along, I was in a place called Apathy. And apathy is a place where you basically, it's like, you want to go out today? You want to be, I mean, you're not quite depressed, but it's like, it is or it isn't. Who cares, And
It's
that's
also
kind of
called drifting.
Is it drifting? Yeah.
Drifting is another way of looking at it.
Yeah, drifting. So that's the book by
Outwitting the Devil.
Who wrote that one?
Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. Woo, I tell you, Josie and I started reading that book, and it's ominous. She got about halfway through. I finished it, but it's deep. If you want to know, the way that the devil operates, some people say, "Ain't no devil." Oh, he loves when you say that, boy. Oh, he loves it. He loves it when you say that. But if you want to know the devil's game, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
I tell you, that's a book right there.
I'm going to be teaching a little bit from Napoleon today.
Ooh, I've never seen that book before. Hold it up again. Let me see it.
The
Clap your
Law of
hands.
Success in 15 Lessons.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
1925.
That's the one they stripped down, huh? You remember they stripped it down, right, Artemis?
Yeah, you know, the secrets will be learned, the truth will be learned, not told. And so most of us really have to find the right mentors in the right path, the right time of our journey to really learn the truth.
Yeah, when that book came out, Henry Ford he pitched a fit on that one, boy. He didn't like it. But that's a powerful book. Okay, so we've got through the first two. Now secret number 3. And I said before I get to 3, real quick, and I'm gonna tie a bow on this. It's gonna look real pretty in a minute, because I know I'm all over the place because I'm excited today. I tell you, whenever I read this one, I get excited. So imagination. I just want to throw this out because Artemis is the master teacher on this. I don't necessarily need to teach this because he's going to get into it. But I've got to tell you that imagination is how anything has ever come into being, even the world. See, God, the world, you existed in the mind of God before you existed in the you that you are. Okay. It's in the imagination. And by the way, did you know that everything that's happening right now, that's going on in this realm, is happening in the imagination of God? Scripture says it's in the mind of God. That's his imagination. Okay. And he gave us, we have the mind of Christ. Okay. Right. So we actually have that. And so God imagined in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So God imagined what it would look like. He imagined what you would look like, right? And then when he created, see, you imagine and then you speak and then you believe. Okay? You imagine, you speak, and then you believe. Every single thing that I've created in my empire, and I'm got to tell you, Artemis put the fire back in me. When I joined EXP, I got the fire again. Boy, I tell you, it was like a double dose, a triple dose of the fire. And now, what we're doing now, we're building an army of 40,000 agents, and that's giving me a new goal. Woo! I can be busy with something again, Because here's the thing, guys: making money, cool, check, done, did that. That's not that exciting. I got to tell you, if you're still on the road for that, that's cool. Go ahead and get that. I'm not going to take you off your road. But what's exciting is living the destiny and the purpose for which God has put you into this realm. And all you have to do is imagine it. Step 1, speak it. Okay. Then God spoke. He said, "Let there be light." Okay. And then you believe. Believe is the Greek word pistio. Okay. Which means to fully rely in. Okay. To put your full trust in. That's what the word means. Believe. Okay. So very important. We call it imagination activation. And you can actually create whatever it is that you desire through the energetic output of belief, okay, and your imagination. You got to see it in your mind, okay, and then you speak it. Say, that's what I'm going to have. And my goal, Artemis always makes sure that I have my goals written up on my whiteboard. Okay, my goals are visible to where I see them all the time. Okay, and some of you guys might have to have that goal in multiple rooms of your house. You put them on flashcards. Okay, we got cards like this. I actually have them printed up. You see that silhouette on mine? These are my mentorship masters cards, but I actually use these for notes. And so you might actually have to have these posted on your bathroom mirror, right by your bed when you go to sleep, and all throughout your house. That's scripture. The scripture talks about posting things all throughout your house. It talks about that in the Word of God. So now, secret number 3 The third step, and by the way, do you know that most people will go through their entire life without doing what I'm teaching today and what Artemis and I are teaching, and they'll live a miserable existence in this plane, most miserable, because they never. It's like the guy that went to the grocery store. He came home and the wife says, "Hey, did you pick up this and that?" He's like, "No, I didn't. I forgot to get that." She's like, "Well, what'd you go to the store for?" Well, he went to the store to pick up a couple of things, came back empty-handed, right? I'm not going back empty-handed, baby. When I go back to my heavenly home, I'm be like, "Ooh, daddy, look what I got. Ooh, yeah." See, we're having fun. We got to have fun with this. Now, number three, the third step is the most important one. Get ready to write this down. You must be sure that the thing you want to do does not redound to your success alone. Listen to this. Your desire must not be selfish, it must benefit humanity. The path of a complete circuit must be formed. In other words, your idea must go forth with the purpose of blessing or serving the world. Okay. It will then come back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. If it is to benefit yourself exclusively, the circuit or complete circuit is not formed. Okay. And you may experience a short circuit in your life, which may consist of limitation or sickness. Now, listen to this. What he's saying here is that number one, let me go back through these real quickly. Number one, find that thing that you love to do and do it. Okay. You will be miserable if you don't. You will be miserable if you don't. That's the first step. Number one. Number two, okay, specialize in a particular branch of that thing that you love to do. Okay. Have a niche. And number three, whatever it is that you've chosen to do has to be to the benefit of humanity. And this is the reason why Artemis and I have created Knolly Success Coaching. Okay. Whatever it is that we do has to be for the benefit of others. Okay. And whatever it is that you choose to do. And that's the reason why a lot of people that become wealthy or successful are hollow. They become hollow. They become unfulfilled after they achieve the wealth. Why? Because they thought the feeling was going to be different than it is. And I got to tell you, the feeling of achievement is great, okay, but the feeling of really fulfilling your destiny on the earth is nothing can compare, okay. And you have to, you don't have to, but you should, you should do whatever it is that you do for the benefit, the glory of God, and the benefit of others. So what he says is that a complete circuit. Listen, look at this. A complete circuit is formed. A complete circuit, and this is what we call integrity. Integrity. See, integrity means to be whole. That's what the word means. Integrity means to be whole. And when you're doing everything that you do in life just for yourself, that's an incomplete circuit. But when you loop it back and say, you know what, I'm here not just for me, but for the benefit of my brothers and sisters, my family, you know, that's when it becomes whole. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And I wanted to turn this over to my business partner, my personal coach, Artemis Kasane. These are the three secrets to success in business and really in life as well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Uncle Knolly, for dropping in the nuggets of gold and wisdom from Joseph Murphy's book. I highly recommend having the physical copy and the Audible version. Check out audible.com. And today I want to talk about Napoleon Hill. So 10 years ago, I was $80,000 in debt. I was a weak man. I was struggling with my mission and purpose. And I met Kevin Trudeau, and I started plugging into some of the really good books on success mastery, which are written like over 100 years ago or more. And I read this book, but I didn't have money to buy the book. So I actually printed it out on paper, and I was printing it out each lesson on paper and reading it, highlighting it. And man, when I got to the lesson on accurate thought, Napoleon gave me instruction to read that lesson 3 times. You better believe I read that lesson 3 times. And something really started to shift in me where I began to see the laws of creation, the laws of the Bible, the laws of Scripture in a whole brand new way through Napoleon's eyes. Napoleon is a true living master, and his words will ring eternal. And then I got access to some of Napoleon's secret teachings through KT. I was listening to this audio one day from my mentor, and he was in the Nightingale Conant Foundation. So Nightingale Conant was the first personal development studio in the world. They published the very first record called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale on a record. Remember those things called LPs? And Kevin Trudeau was an employee or a business partner. He had some kind of affiliation with Nightingale Conant, and they had purchased the Napoleon Hill archives on magnetic reel-to-reel recording. And so Kevin was downstairs in the basement in the 1980s, and he was listening to Napoleon's voice, because there's not a lot of recordings of Napoleon in modern days. You can go to YouTube and find some, but he was listening to Napoleon speak on the #1 secret to success. And Napoleon said that the most important thing to succeed, and this dovetails beautifully with what Knolly was saying, is that you need to define your dream and cultivating a burning desire for its achievement. The dream is in what you love to do. The dream is in the passion. The passion is in what you love, and what you love is in your dream. So define your dream and cultivate a burning desire for its achievement. And today I want to talk about the 3 secret keys of how you cultivate that burning desire in your business, how you translate that. Napoleon was speaking this truth to the Chamber of Commerce of the most successful men in the country. In the audience was Harvey Firestone and Thomas Edison and Rockefeller, and all the most wealthy and most influential people in America were sitting in this room on Napoleon Hill was giving this lecture on what he discovered after 25 years of research, studying the 50 most successful people in the world. And then he said something that shocked me. It literally shocked me. He says, "Don't worry, gentlemen, though. You have nothing to fear. Even though everyone has this power and they can make their dreams come true, you have nothing to fear. Because 90% of the people I taught these laws to did not apply them." That's what he told the Chamber of Commerce back in the 20s, before he published this book in 1925. Think and Grow Rich came shortly after this book. And then he said something that shocked me even more. He said, through my mentor was telling me this story, it's so powerful. He said, "But the people I taught this law to, define your dream and cultivate a burning desire for its achievement. The people that I instructed to do this, the money and the success and the power came in so fast, it frightened me," is what Napoleon Hill said. Now, you don't hear that in the books. You don't hear that in the lectures, but Napoleon Hill learned so many of the secrets of creation from God, applied through these masters, these living masters back in the day, that the success came in so fast, it frightened him. And I'll never know why he felt that fear. Maybe he felt fear of power or fear of giving power to others. But each one of us has this power that's intrinsic to us called desire. And desire comes from a word which means of the Father, desire, or of the stars, sire, heaven. Of the Father. So your desires, your dreams, your passions, your purpose, it's all the same thing. And it can be exalted in you. It can be something that's pure and noble and beautiful. And yet we live in this field of polarity where we learn from our fears. We learn from opposites. We learn to grow through resistance. Through the greatest adversity comes the greatest success. And so desire is not enough, or everyone will be a millionaire. You got to have a burning desire. A burning desire. You need to have that fire of God, that fire of the will of heaven, so strong in your belly that when you talk about what you do, you can feel it in your body. It's a flame. It's a living flame. And so I want to share a little bit of what I've learned over the past 20 years and what I've kind of distilled down, and what it really takes to cultivate a burning desire for the achievement of your destiny, a burning desire for the achievement of your purpose, a burning desire for the achievement of your passion. It's all the same thing: passion, purpose, destiny. I'm fired up today. I'm excited to be here. It's great to have you all on this beautiful gathering of entrepreneurs and conscious entrepreneurs. And so let's dive into this. And I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to type it in the chat. So nobody's sleeping at the wheel. Give me your answers too. The 3 secret keys to cultivating a burning desire, the inner fuel you require to succeed beyond the noise of a crowded marketplace, beyond and above the noise of a crowded marketplace, and really stand out. Key number 1 is enthusiasm. Key number 2 is character. And key number 3 is the vision of a champion. Enthusiasm. This comes from Earl Nightingale, 1957. The word enthusiasm comes from the Greek word entheos, which means the God within. And the happiest, most interesting people are those who have found the secret of maintaining their enthusiasm, that God within. All right, what brings entheos to your business? Tell me. Type in the chat. What brings the spirit of enthusiasm, of entheos, into your business? Give me some love, everybody. Tell me, what fires you up? Where does that spirit come alive in your business? And there's a secret I'm going to share with you in a little bit, but I just want to hear from all of you. Like, where does that, Patty says helping others. Bradford says success, achieving success. Success is joy and fulfillment. Sonia says helping others, helping clients achieve their goals through gratefulness, people being happy with my service, gratefulness. What brings that entheos, that spirit of God in your business? When you start to ask yourself great questions, the answers start to reveal purpose and passion and vision and destiny. Just like in Knolly's book, Discovering a Divine Destiny. What questions are we asking ourselves? What brings that entheos? Doing what I was made to do. Yes. Thank you, Knolly, for engaging. So let's look at the 4 zones of genius. God made us in 4 unique ways. And there's 4 types of people in this world. And we use disc profiling, we use wealth dynamics, we use a lot of different ways of looking at people. Wealth dynamics is one of my passions, and there's 4 different types of people: dynamo, blaze, tempo, and steel. If you want to learn which zone of genius you are, go to unit number 4 in our Facebook group, and you can take a free quiz on the genius. Dynamo geniuses love innovation and new ideas. So for dynamos, what brings them enthusiasm is innovation and ideas. They're always coming up with new ideas. Sometimes the dynamo people are so enthusiastic with ideas, they wear everyone out because they never run out of ideas. And the tempos are like, slow down. All right, let's just talk about this. Let's create some structure around it. Let's connect and let's finish it. The dynamo's like, no, we just got to move on to the next idea. Blaze geniuses, which I'm a blaze genius, we become full of the Spirit of God through collaboration and people. So you give me a stage, you give me a Zoom, you give me something where I can go out and touch people, man, I'm full of entheos. My enthusiasm pours through me when I have an audience. And so some of you will find that Spirit of God through your blaze genius, and you'll learn how to channel that genius into your business. And then you'll build a team around your weaknesses so you can stay enthusiastic, which is the first rule of a burning desire, the first key. For tempo geniuses, tempo is all about timing and connection. So where dynamos add value through innovation, tempos add value through connection, slowing down. So they love meaningful partnerships. And for steel geniuses, it's all about knowing, understanding how things work. Now, when I was coaching Knolly 4 or 5 years ago, he was just getting into ClickFunnels. You know what Knolly did? He read .com Secrets, Russell Brunson's, one of Russell's first books, like 5 times. And Knolly, how enthusiastic did you get when you fully knew and understood how that worked? And then how much of that enthusiasm did you start pouring into ClickFunnels?
Man, I was bouncing off the walls, dude. I was so excited. I mean, I found a new, like a new rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I was so excited that I found a whole new paradigm of doing business. And it was not just the way to do business, but I understood the psychology and the behind the scenes reason why business was done that way. I mean, to this day, there's probably not a single day that goes by when I log into ClickFunnels and I just don't laugh and thank God for ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not for everybody, because ClickFunnels requires a lot of steel genius.
it does. Yeah, it
There's a
does.
lot of systems and parts and processes. In business, we separate into two categories: projects and processes. And so Knolly's steel genius is very good with the process and the systems and the details. And steel geniuses, when they know how something works, man, you'll see that entheos flow through them like nothing else. And so what was beautiful about Knolly's steel genius expressing his enthusiasm through ClickFunnels is it was aligned with his purpose. It was aligned with rule number one he taught you today, what he loves to do, which is to teach and to share with others. You had something, Knolly? You got something on the tip of your tongue.
No, I'm just geeking out on what you're saying. I love it, man. It's good stuff.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a, oops, hold on one second. I gotta get my technology right.
Yeah, ClickFunnels, it kind of build as like point and click, easy to use. and Blazes, I don't think find it that way.
Nope.
But it's a beauty when, I mean, it like you said, I'm a steel. And the beauty is when you find out who you are, and you find that you've been trying to change who you are to adopt to what somebody else's version of what they think you should be. That's not the way it is. Just be you, be who you are, love who you are.
Yeah, let's move on. I got my screen back.
You got it? Okay, good.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is key number one: building enthusiasm to cultivate a burning desire. So each one of us has different qualities of enthusiasm that flow through us. And self-awareness comes before self-mastery, and learning how to lean into your enthusiasm, your flow, your zone of genius attracts more blessings into your life. Don't try to do your weaknesses, lead from your strengths. And your strengths are connected to your enthusiasm because God made us a certain way to give a certain gift. And that gift, in alignment with our zone of genius, expresses enthusiastically. Key number two is character. Write this down. This is a writer downer. Character, definition: moving forward with your decision long after the excitement and the emotion of the moment has passed. This is character. When I learned this definition, I prayed on it, because I realized how many times I made a decision and then gave up because I was in a weak place. I made a decision, but it wasn't aligned with my zone of genius, so I couldn't have character behind it. I made a decision to launch a business, and it was poorly timed, and I couldn't fulfill my character. So character and success is not intuitive. It requires a mentor. It requires a system. It requires a community. That's why you're all here with Knolly Success Coaching. Character is moving forward with your decision long after the excitement and the emotion of the moment has passed. So as you build your business, your real estate business, any business, you require to cultivate character. No one is born with character. We earn it. We earn character through succeeding and failing. And with a mentor, we can fail less and succeed more, because now, at least with a mentor, we have a system that's proven and a community that's supportive. Now, people build character and integrity with their vision in different ways. Building character and success is not intuitive or natural to most business owners because of our blind spots. So each one of these geniuses has a blind spot. What are your blind spots? Know your strengths, know your weaknesses better, so you're not doing them, so you can stay in your genius and live enthusiastically in your business. What are your weaknesses to look out for? How do the 4 different zones of genius build character? So dynamo geniuses are innovators, and they're great with ideas, but timing and connection is their blind spot. So patience is how a dynamo genius will build character. Patience and discernment. You can write that down. A dynamo genius has so many ideas from their high frequency intelligence that they're always creating. And yet, if they don't have a mentor, a system, and a community, they might overcreate and get nowhere. And so dynamo genius needs the discernment of know what to create when, tempo is when, and then cultivate the patience to follow through and get the job done. This is profound, guys. It's like, this is the first time I've ever shared this, and God gave this to me last night because I was thinking, why is it so hard to build character? Why is character so challenging in our modern world? It's because we don't see our weaknesses and we don't see our strengths. And when we know our strengths and know our weaknesses, we know if I'm a dynamo genius, I want to cultivate patience and discernment and complete what I started, aligned with my purpose, aligned with my passion. For Blaze geniuses, their path to building character is called structure. Now, Blaze energy is magnification. So Blaze geniuses, they're people smart, they're extrovert, they're outgoing. And sometimes they get so extrovert that they lose focus. They lack structure. And so that's where a mentor, a system, and community comes in again, because our Knolly Success Coaching system and our community provide structure. And that structure is like walls, steel walls around the blazing inferno. Roger calls it the walls of structure. A blaze genius needs those walls of structure to keep the fire contained so it doesn't burn too brightly and become scattered and unfocused. And so for me, what's that? Do the two every day. I've got my calendar. I've got lords in my back pocket who give me systems and structure. So I've created my life by design according to my zone of genius to create structure so that I can succeed. So if you're a Blaze genius, you may lack that discipline and structure, and it may be time for you to ask yourself, how can I bring more structure into my life while also leveraging my zone of genius? Number 3, tempo is vision. So tempo geniuses, a good example of a tempo is George Soros, Warren Buffett. These guys sat behind the scenes. They had a sensory intelligence. They were invisible for decades, but they came out on top because they could see and sense trends in the marketplace. They knew when to get in and they knew when to get out. So if you're a tempo genius in this call, you like to move slow and connect. Partnership is important. Connection is important. Moving slowly and connecting with others. We call that temporal lobe intelligence. But one of the blind spots of a tempo genius is seeing the big picture. Tempo geniuses get so stuck in the now that they lose sight of their vision. And so it's better to be pulled by your vision than pushed by your problems. That's true for all 4 geniuses, and especially tempo geniuses. Now, we need our tempo geniuses on the planet because they're the ones that provide customer service and care. They're the first responders. They're the EMTs. Tempo geniuses can move slowly. They're resilient. They have that sensory intelligence. They can sit for hours and hours and connect with people. Whereas the dynamo geniuses, they were bored 5 minutes ago. But the tempos, they connect. They have that tempo energy. So make sure that we all have a clear vision. And number 4, the way steel geniuses build character is through intimacy and partnership. Steel geniuses are the introverts. They're the ones that sometimes love numbers and systems more than they love people. And so with the steel genius, it's time for you to reach out and touch someone and connect and build it. And as you climb the wealth lighthouse, you will need to build a team, and you will need to become intimate with your team. You will need to develop compassion for your team, understanding for your team. Steel geniuses can sometimes be a little cold and calculated. That's their genius. They can see things other people do not. They're detail-oriented. But as they start to cultivate the skills of intimacy, they build character. As they build character, they build leadership. And steel geniuses can be great leaders with intimacy and life-giving partnerships. Key number 3, the vision of a champion. How do we cultivate a burning desire for the achievement of our dream? Define your dream and cultivate a burning desire for its achievement. Remember, enthusiasm and character are part of how we cultivate burning desire. Number 3 is become a champion for your business. Everyone say that. I am a champion. I am a champion. You too, Graham. Say it. I am a champion. Yeah, I caught you, brother. I am a champion. Say it. I am a champion. In the name I am that I am. I am a champion. A champion wants to win so bad he can taste it. An amateur doesn't really care. So there's a fire in your belly. There's a fire of desire of the Father. That's that vision of a champion. That champion attitude is going to take you beyond fear and doubt and failure and distrust and criticism and judgment. These are the trials and tribulations we have as entrepreneurs. We're going to feel fear. We're going to doubt. We lack structure. We lack discipline. Well, other people will say, no, you can't do that. No, don't go for that dream. There's all kinds of dream stealers out there. But when you have the fire of a champion, when you have the vision of a champion, when you know that there's an inner fire for your purpose, your passion, and your business, that will light up your burning desire. Your burning desire is a flame of God inside of you that is the flame of a champion. The attitude of a champion is that inner fire. There's excellence in everything you do. You don't settle for second best. You choose mastery of what you do. Just like Uncle Knolly said earlier, there's riches in niches. In a niche, you will master that niche. You will become a champion of that niche. You see how these trainings are connected now. In order to do all the things that Joseph is teaching us to do, we also require a burning desire, but it's not from compulsion. It's not from got to, have to, must. It's not from fear. It's not from overwhelm. That's not what I'm teaching today. I'm talking about the champion. I'm talking about that inner fire, that power of God, Almighty God, I am that I am, the fire of creation, the fire of your destiny, the fire of your purpose. You take that into every workday and you bring that into your clients, your customers, your calls, your emails, your videos. And there's excellence in everything you do. They see that you're the best at what you do because you're a champion at what you do. Can you feel me? If you can, say yes in the chat. If you can feel me, say yes, I am a champion. And mastery is your passion and focus. And you're going to choose to master what you do in your business. If it takes you 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years, a champion wants to win so bad he can taste it. An amateur doesn't care. There are a lot of amateurs out there becoming champions. Are you a champion? Are you a champion? How to cultivate a burning desire each and every day. Plug into a mentor assistant community that is God directed. Why do Knolly and I quote scripture a lot in the laws of the universe? Is because that's where our power comes from as champions. Our power comes from source, light, love, passion, purpose. And you require a mentor, system, and community to keep you fired up, because some days you will be down. Some days you will lose a deal. Some days fear will show up and try to control you. Some days outwitting the devil will have outwitted you. Some days the devil will have outwitted you, and you will need to plug into this training today, or watch a video from Knolly, or have a call with Arttemis. I will kick your ass, and I will help you clear that block, transform your fear into faith. And it's that mentor system and community that is God directed, that keeps the fire lit. The fire must stay lit. We don't usually, our little ego doesn't have enough to keep us going. So we do require a community. Number 2, clean and detoxify your body of heavy metals, viruses, parasites, and confusion. Toxins diminish our fire and burning desire. And so when I met Knolly 4 years ago, what I did for a year with him is I helped his body detoxify. I pulled the apathy out of his body temple through the protocols that I'd learned. I helped him clean out the apathy, because these toxins that are pervasive in our culture, they dim our light, they dim our desire, they dim our potential. And when you start to clean and detoxify your body, you can release that divine potential of a champion with power in your body that can express your destiny in this life.
Arttemis, you're doing a liver cleanse right now, right?
I am, yeah. I'm on day, day 13 of my 30-day cleanse, yeah. Which is why I'm so fired up today. I'm so clear, I'm so crystal clear to give this message.
Good for you. Yeah, we did the, what was it, 9 days?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're taking a break, just doing mostly fruits. And then we're going to go do another 9-day. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. So the teaching today is about cultivating a burning desire for the achievement of your success. And there are blocks in the way. There are things that we will have to overcome: fear and doubt and distrust and uncertainty. And when you know who you are and you know why you serve, and you have that clearly defined love of what you do, the passion is in your brand, your business, the purpose is in your message and your marketing, and the movement is in the expression of what you do. And then you know that you have a subconscious mind too, and that you can suppress into the subconscious mind fear and doubt, or you can express from the subconscious mind passion and purpose. And so there's some things that we will require doing. Number one, mentor system and community. Number two, detoxify your body. And I bring that into the mix today, even though this is not a health group. These are things you will be required to do because 99% of the planet is toxic. And we don't know how much clarity is waiting for us. We don't know how much power in our body is in our bodies until we clean out the dross and the noise. And then number three, we're also going to need to, I'm going to teach the rest. We need to write down our vision and our goals, and we can turn those visions and goals into affirmations. I am now building a prosperous and powerful database of clients and customers who know, like, and trust me, and who love working with me. I do 2 hours of lead generation every day. There's got to be some affirmations and prayers for you that you can say out loud that will light the fire of the champion in you. So take your goals for your business, turn it into an affirmation, and speak it out loud every morning. Even if you feel weird and silly and stupid while you do it anyway, because by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And to cultivate that burning desire, yes, you will need to speak it. And then you might feel fear when you make that call, do it anyway. So affirmation, prayer, decree are one of these ways in which we cultivate a burning desire, because some of us are in apathy and we don't know it until we feel the fire of Knolly Williams and Arttemis come into your hearts. Like, yeah, say some prayers, it will help. Out loud with deep feeling from the name I am. I am now creating a prosperous and powerful database of clients and customers who know, like, and trust me, and who love working with me. And when you get on the phone, when you send that email, when you do that video, when you go on that listing appointment, they will feel the fire. They will connect with your heart. They will know your desires of the Father, of the stars. Number two, number three, or number four, I lost count. Number four is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Write it down. And then what I'm teaching my clients to do, what I taught Nick to do, is take your vision and make it into a purpose statement. Create a purpose statement for your business that fires you up, that you can speak out loud. Now, this is not necessarily related to your goals. This is not turning your goals into affirmations. This is turning your vision into an affirmation. I am now building the business and life of my dreams in an easy and relaxed manner, in a healthy and positive way, in its own perfect time and for the highest and best good of all. That's Mark Allen's, one of his purpose statements. And I'll put that in the Facebook group.
Arttemis, just real quick, Mitzi was saying on YouTube, she was saying, I feel weird lying to myself. And scripture says, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. And when we speak something, it has already been released in heaven. That's not a lie. When we speak the words of God, it's not a lie. When Jesus cursed the fig tree and said, you will never bear fruit again. See, it didn't happen immediately, but the next day they came and there was no fig. The fig tree was withered, gone. Okay. And so that's a whole nother topic. We'll get into that some other day, but start with the power of your subconscious mind, Mitzi, because you've got to understand that you're not lying when you're declaring a thing. See, when you're living below the standard that God has set for your life, that's what the lie is. That's the lie. Yeah. That's the falsity.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that comment. Bring the comments in now, because I can't see YouTube, and we want to make sure we're meeting people where they're at, because each one of us is at a different level of consciousness when it comes to the vision of a champion. Some of us need to ask ourselves, what is my vision? What is God's vision for my life? Because we haven't clarified that yet. And then maybe we haven't planted the seed deep enough in the soil of our subconscious mind and given it the water it needs to germinate. That may be part two, is to plant the seed, germinate it. And then when the seed starts sprouting, we already have the champion mentality. So it's like some of us are at different levels. We haven't even planted the seed, or we haven't germinated the seed. And then we pull the seed out of the garden and we go, why aren't you sprouting? Because of frustration and anger. And it's good. Anger is part of the scale of emotions. You're going to feel anger as you become a champion. You're going to feel rage and hate and irritation and frustration. That's there to motivate you back to the vision of why you are here and why you built the business you are building. Your vision is made of God's substance. Your imagination and your visualization is made of God's substance. And so as you're using these three keys, what are the three keys? What are they? Key number one, enthusiasm. In harmony with your zone of genius. Don't try to be enthusiastic like Knolly and build ClickFunnels. If you're not a steal, that's not your genius. But you can go out and connect with people and collaborate and build an email list and build videos and build ways of magnifying your success and value if you're a Blaze genius. So make sure that you're being enthusiastic and you're leading you from your zone of genius. Number two, character. We're all going to earn it. I'm still working on my character. I'm still working on following through with my decision long after the emotion and the excitement of the moment has passed. And number three, the vision of a champion. Have a vision and be a champion in your business, and plug into a mentor and assistant and community that can keep you fired up, or you will come fire us up. Like my mentor KT says, if you're down, you need the meeting. If you're up, the meeting needs you. I'm up today. So I'm here to bless you all with these three keys: enthusiasm, character, and vision. And then know that that burning desire is being lit today. And to know and not to do is not to know. Ancient Zen saying, to know and not to do is not to know. So if Naya and Artemis ask you to do something and you go the whole week without doing at least one thing we've asked you, then you know nothing we've taught today. To do what you resonate with that we've taught you. Maybe it's reading the book, maybe it's writing your goals into an affirmation and speaking them out loud 3 times a day, 6 times a day, 9 times a day. Maybe it's just writing your vision down. If you just do one of those things, and then you just come back to the book, come back to this recording, watch it again, come back and review some of these basics of what it takes to build a burning desire, because it was so powerful for Napoleon Hill's community, it frightened him because he feared his own power. I don't fear your power when it's God directed. Your power is sacred. Your power is holy. Your power is divine. And we're going to use these powers to build a business and life of our dreams. And I'm so lit up. So thank you, Knolly, for sharing your wisdom today. Thank you all for being here. It's 12:03. We will wrap up today.
I tell you, guys, I just got to say this. People pay us thousands, or people pay me thousands of dollars an hour for consulting, and that's what we're here to do with you guys for free. This is our gift to humanity, our gift to God's children. God has other mouths to feed, not just ours, and we realize that, and that's why we come here every single week and give the offering, the gift of our time, and we appreciate you given the gift of your time as well, because we know how valuable it is. We thank you for being part of the community, for being part of Knolly Success Coaching. If you're not already a part of Knolly Success Coaching, just go to knolly.com, KNOLLY.com. You can sign up for free, and then you can get in on these weekly calls, be part of our Facebook group, and all the other stuff that we have. For those of you, I know many of you are in our Mentorship Masters group as well. Just a quick reminder, we're meeting in 1 hour. So you get a 1 hour break. We'll meet in 1 hour. And we're going to be talking about that's our real estate group, by the way, just to avoid confusion. We're going to be talking about the 2 most powerful things that you need to understand about being successful in the real estate game, because some of you guys are overwhelmed. You've been doing what Uncle Knolly teaches, and you're overwhelmed because you got too much business. There's no such thing, but that's what you're telling me. Man, I got so much business, Knolly, I can't even do the two. I had one person told me that yesterday. Got 15 new clients this week, and they don't even have time to do the two. And I told her, I said, do not stop doing the two. You can't stop. And then the second problem is just not having enough leads. So we'll tackle both of those problems on today's call. This has been great, guys. I had a great time. Unmute yourself, say goodbye to us, say hello. Bye, y'all. See ya.
Bye, guys. Very awesome. Bye. Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you.
Okay.
Uncle Knolly.
Bye,
Love you.
everybody.
Hey, what's up? What's up, girl? All right. We'll see y'all. Love ya.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
There he is.